Shine with Kendéll Lenice. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.
Allow me to introduce myself. Thank you for shining with me, first and foremost, every week on Shine with Kendéll Lenice. I am a certified transformational life coach, speaker, author, as well as a certified financial coach. Each week, I hope to elevate you, educate you, and entertain you with our various guests and various topics here on Shine with Kendéll Lenice. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to tell a friend. And now on to this week's show. Hello, party people. How are you doing? It is Shine with Kendéll Lenice. I am your host, Shine with Kendéll Lenice. That's who your host is. It's Kendéll. I can't say my own name without saying Shine in front of it. It's so funny. All of my shows, I have YouTube shows, and my name is in the show title because, of course, I am the host, and we'll talk about branding later as I am a life coach and speaker and content creator. So we'll talk about that on another show. Actually, I'm having a show on branding on my YouTube channel. I have a show called Kendéll Lenice Live where I interview folks. It's an interview series, and I'm doing one in June about branding. So that's why you hear my name all the time. Sometimes I'm like, Dad, I said my name 42 times before I even started the show. But anyway, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody is well. I hope you are staying safe and healthy during this quarantine, COVID-19, coronavirus season. And I say season because prayerfully it is temporary. I know it's going to be a long time before it's completely out of the world's touch and view. And I just hope it's, things get back to normal. Although I must admit, I'm digging this quarantine time. As a creator, as I was just talking about, my ideas are flowing. I'm able to do a lot of work from home. I'm just grateful and thankful that I have a home to be in with four walls, a ceiling, a floor, some food in the fridge. My family is here. They're good. I'm just thankful because I keep hearing stories about folks who have COVID-19. And my prayers go out to the folks who have lost someone during this time. And my prayers go out to those who had family members who are sick and still in the hospital. I know it's a difficult time because they're in the hospital for a month at a time from what I'm hearing, and no one can come visit them. So that's pretty sad, especially if you are in the hospital. I'm also hearing that folks are in the hospital for other ailments and pre-existing things, but they're getting the attention, if you will, taken away from them because of COVID patients. So in other words, they're not tending to the other folks in the hospital as vigorously as they're doing COVID-19. That's what I'm hearing from people, and I know people have lost folks that way as well. So my prayers just go out to all of you who are on the front lines, who are dealing with this on the regular basis. And if you're fortunate enough to stay home, please stay home. And if you have to go out, please follow the rules. Please wear your gloves. Please wear your mask. If you don't have gloves, take hand sanitizer with you and just continuously clean and wash your hands, soap and water. I have these they're thin sheets of paper. That's what they look like. But when you touch the water, they activate, and it is a thin bar of soap. I'm so thin, y'all. I'm telling you, it looks like paper or tissue. I know they have those. I got mine offline, but there are so many different ways to try to be clean. And this is a good thing. Not the deaths, not what's happening, but there is good in it. And as a life coach and as a human being, I try to find the good in things, and a lot of people are being able to get work done, be connected to their families. They have time to rest. They have time to refocus, regroup, pray, meditate. And today is World Meditation Day. And I'm also, for those that don't know, a meditation practitioner. So start meditating. That helps with anxiety, depression, blood pressure. It lengthens your attention span. It fights depression and combats anxiety. I mean, so many different amazing benefits. So happy World Meditation Day. And if you're not listening to this on May 21st, still meditate. Don't just because you listen maybe after it's aired, because I do this live, as you can tell. But if you're listening after, still get your meditation on. It's okay if you don't do it on that day, but what a great day to be introduced to meditation or restart your practice if you've done it in the past. All right. Before we get started with our show, as always, we're going to start with this week's Life Note. Be right back. All right, it's time for this week's Life Note. All right, this week's Life Note is, it's Gemini season! We're going to show you how to manifest what you want in this season. So that's a little different for the Life Note, but nevertheless, it is the Life Note. In other words, manifest the life you want. That is with this week's Life Note. Be right back. All right. As I stated, this show is about Gemini season. It is May 21st, and that is the beginning of Gemini season. You have some May Geminis and you have June Geminis, just like me. Now, let me first start by saying Geminis get a bad rap often. And a lot of people say, Gemini, that means you're two-faced. You're two people. Oh, Geminis. No, it just means like you, whatever sign you are layered. You're not the same person all the time. For instance, yes, I have two sides. You hear this person, I'm outgoing. I'm all the way live. I could be loud, at times. Very, projectful, if you will, with my voice. But then I have a side of me where I'm chill. I'm in the cut. I'm in the corner. Quiet. Don't like fanfare. I like to just blend into the wall. Those are my two personalities, if you will. With that being said, blending into the wall sometimes doesn't work with the Geminis because, not trying to be funny, but there's always this light around Geminis. And you Geminis know what I'm talking about, is where people gravitate to you because you're people. So even if you're laying in the cut and you're quiet, people are drawn to you because they know you love people and you love to communicate and you love to talk, even on those days that you may not want to talk. That's just who we are. Now, it's so interesting because I'm not huge on horoscopes. I can't read someone's horoscope and tell you, oh, that person is this sign, so this, and this. And my daughter is very good with that because she, looks at all of that and she'll say air signs and water signs and all of that, fire signs. I don't know too much about all of that. I really don't. But I have studied Geminis, if you will, because I wanted to see what the hype was, because everyone's like, oh, well, these are the attributes of this sign and that sign. So often I've looked just to see what the hype was about. You ever meet somebody and you're one sign and you're like, okay, let me see what sign works for me. Let me see the perfect man or the perfect woman for me. What signs match up to me and all of that. And I remember one time it said Aquarius and some other signs. And I was like, okay, what sign are you? Are you an Aquarius? Because they say that we would be perfect and all of that. Looking at it for fun, not really going through your life by your astrological sign. However, some people really, really do that. They're really big on signs and horoscopes and all of that. But I found something unique today, and it was about how to manifest in Gemini season. And of course, as a life coach, I'm all about manifestation. But you can do this in any season. They have this amazing mock-up for each sign, and it's on spirituallyempowered.com. So I find it interesting. So today, because I am a Gemini, my birthday is June 17th. I will be 49 years old, June 17th, 2020. I'm grateful and I'm thankful. I honestly don't feel a day over 35. And some folks say I don't look my age, and I appreciate that. I even appreciate it more when I'm with my grown daughters and they say, oh, I thought you were sisters. Now, they could be trying to be flattering, or they could really believe that because we're almost all the same height. And I'm not sure what a 49-year-old or 50-year-old or over 45-year-old, how they're supposed to dress. But I dress how I want, I live how I want. I do. I feel like I'm grown. I've earned the right to ask for what I want and pretty much live how I want to live and dress how I want to dress. And for all you young girls out there, you'll get to that point if you're not there already, because some of you young girls, millennials and Generation Zs, you are calling the shots, honey, and you are living how you want to live even before your 40s. And my hat is taken off to you for that, because it's so important to really live your life as you want to live your life. So many people out there try to live your life for you and tell you what to do, how to sit, stand, walk, talk, dress. But that's going to make somebody of any sign unhappy, just a human being. So really living your life how you want to live your life and do what you want to do. There's so much power and so much freedom in that. And I hope you agree with that, because it's the truth, and the truth will set you free. So before I get into how to manifest in Gemini season, I'm going to take a quick break and I will be right back. Are you stuck in a dead-end job or relationship? Do you lack motivation? Are you unhappy with the way your life is turning out? Do you have a difficult time achieving goals and reaching your dreams? Are you ready to get back to what's important? Do you want to just spice up your life? Are you at a crossroads in life and you don't know which way to turn? All of these things I can help you with. My name is Kendéll Lenice, and I'm a certified transformational life coach. For more information about my life coaching services, please visit livingtruelivingyou.com. Now back to the show. All right, I am back. I had to get a sip of my tea, my hot tea, so I can go on and talk about Gemini season. It's so funny today on Instagram. I posted about Gemini season. And what did I say? Let me see. I was just talking about, I said, shout out to all the Geminis. We are misrepresented sometimes. People don't know until they know. We are creative, intelligent, adaptable, outgoing, genuine, frank, which means direct or very candid, problem solvers. We'll give you the shirts off our backs. We're kind, we're helpful, and so much more. And as I told you all, yes, we do sometimes have two sides, but everybody does. And that's not a bad thing. At least I don't believe so. Mine, again, are outgoing and low key. I can be loud, but I can be quiet. However, once we are done with you, we will pray for you, but we are done and we go on about our business, as our business is very savvy. So we're savvy in business as well. So it's all about Gemini season, y'all. So happy Gemini season to all my Geminis out there, men and women alike. Although some people say men Geminis are different than women Geminis. Male and females have different attributes when it comes to being a Gemini, and I'm sure all of you signs will agree. And they also say some May Geminis are different from June Geminis and all of that. So all you astrological fans and horoscope fans, you guys can probably teach me something. But I am looking at spirituallyempowered.com, how to manifest in Gemini season. I'm all about manifestation anyway, but then it's my season, y'all. So I'm really trying to manifest the life I want, even at this age, because you know, my quote is, it's never too late to remix your life. I even have t-shirts to say it and prove it, and they're available. But like I said, we'll talk about that on another show. All right. How to manifest in, and if you hear me swallowing, my apologies in advance. I'm drinking tea. No, I don't have Corona. I love tea. But I'm on the wake up, y'all. I'm on the wake up. I typically do this show and it airs live every Wednesday, but I'm doing it for the first time in 2 years on a Thursday to represent for the first day of Gemini season. And I usually do my show live at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but this time it's on the wake up, y'all. All right. So how to manifest in Gemini season. It says astrologically, we have energy and we're manifesting, as the sun moves into, and I'm reading this, again, from spirituallyempowered.com. I got to give the credit to them because they've done the research and I found this very fascinating. As the sun moves into witty and curious air territory, we're being jolted out of the chill. We are grounded in the energy of Taurus into something a little more spicy. Hold on tight, y'all. Gemini season is here. Our mental energy is about to go through the roof and and with the world in lockdown, that might feel like relentlessness, nervousness, and uncertainty. But one thing is for sure, the suns move into the mutual energy, which is fluid, changeable, and flexible, from fixed energy, which is rigid, stubborn, and Taurus-like, that could be us, indicates that change is on the horizon for us all. Let that inspire you. Roll with the energy. Ask yourself, where is there room for change in your life? I love that. And I'll just kind of change that a little bit and say, where is room for transformation in your life? Again, I'm a transformational life coach and I believe in transformation opposed to change, because change sometimes can be temporary. But when you transform the way you think, how you act, how you feel, and that's a little more permanent. All right, so Gemini season starts today, May 21st, and it runs through June 20th, which again, my birthday is right there on June 17th. So the key words for Gemini is thinking, yep, ideas, yep, communication, yep, connection, social, change, adapting, nervousness, yeah, all of those. The birthstone is a gate. And I know Pearl is also a birthstone of Gemini. The element is air. The power color is yellow. And the chakra is throat. Maybe that's because we talk so much on that other Gemini side. And then the other Gemini side is the side we want to rest our voices. Go figure, have a podcast, a talk show, all of that good stuff. So talking is just what I do for a living. Let's see. So about the Gemini. Gemini is the third sign of the zodiac, represented by the twins. It's a mutual air sign and very different from the Taurus energy it follows. My daughter is a Taurus. Ruled by Mercury, this sign is all about the mind. Yeah. While Taurus energy asks us to focus and ground, Gemini energy is totally different. It's more scattered and curious. This is true because sometimes my daughter is so low key and I'm like, yeah, nah. Sometimes it's so funny to see us because I always say she acts like my mother. But Aries energy. So let's see. Aries energy just wants to dive in and get started. Taurus energy wants to concentrate and proceed with caution. And Gemini, wants to ask questions and dig a little deeper. I guess that's good for a talk show host. And people are really, I'm so appreciative because people are liking my talk show on YouTube. So this is funny. I'm reading this. I wanted to read this for the first time with you all. I just skimmed through it before I got with you all, but I wanted to read it with you all to be just as surprised as I am right now reading this. But yeah, Geminis want to get opinions on the matter, and Geminis might even decide to start all over again with something completely different. Yes, this is true so far. So honestly, the best thing you can do with this energy is go with the flow. You never know what you're going to get. And sometimes that's true with us. I will agree with that because we're constantly thinking, we're constantly creating, and you might think, okay, they're doing this, and then they might hit you with, I'm doing that too, and able to really do both or three or four because we are constantly thinking. So I definitely can attest to that. Okay. So how to use Gemini energy. I'm paying attention to my voice as I listen to this too. Last month's energy gave us the power to zero in on one big goal and give it all of our focus. You might find that near impossible during Gemini season. Instead, you might feel like there are 1,000,001 things you need to devote your attention to. Ideas will be whizzing around in your head and it'll be harder to quiet down your mind. But this isn't a bad thing as long as you find a way to channel all this mental energy. I agree. Explore, satisfy that curiosity, nourish the mind with books, podcasts, blogs, and videos. And not only do I have a podcast, and I'm speaking to you all now, I love podcasts. I listen to so many. One of my favorites now is Vivica Fox's Hustle with Vivica A. Fox. But I listen to so many. I listen to Demetria, Lucas. I mean, I don't want to go on and on and on, but I listen to so many different podcasts. And I have a YouTube channel and a YouTube show. But I listen to so many and watch so many other folks' stuff. I believe in supporting good is good. And I'm not one that say, and I write books and I'm an author, but I read other folks' books. So nourishing the mind with books, podcasts, blogs, and videos. And I'm looking at all of this as a Gemini. Wrote a book, have a podcast, have a blog, and videos. So it says nourish my mind with others too. That's interesting. Okay. Communication is key. Communication will be a big theme for you this month. So dive in, get intellectual, debate, process, rather than closing yourself off and going ghost. I've done that. Now is the time to bounce ideas off of others. A simple conversation could spark an unexpected light bulb moment, leaving you with even more to add to your list of goals and dreams. I'm all for that. I have a meeting later today. This is the time to seek out like-minded people that can help you move forward with your plans. I so believe that. This is the time to join forces like twins that represent this energy. I'm all about networking. I'm all about sitting down with like-minded people and developing and growing and going into, different businesses and facets of what I do. So I'm all for that. So far, so good with this. Fill your diary with FaceTime dates. Check it on. Let's see. Okay. Fill your diaries with FaceTime dates. And then check on all your loved ones as well. From the mindless chit-chat to the deep and meaningful conversation, you'll need lots of socializing to release some of the mental energy this month. All right. Speak your mind. Like Taurus, the sign of Gemini is also linked to throat chakra. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. Yeah, we like to communicate and then communicate again and communicate more. But we like effective communication, I would like to say. The throat chakra is the energy center in our body that helps us to speak our truths and communicate clearly when aligned. If there's something on your mind, Gemini season is the best time to let it all out. It may not be tactful and it may not be pretty, but it will be necessary. Woo! Yeah, I'm not even going to lie. Sometimes Geminis are so direct and so honest that it comes off less than tactful. So this saying that is powerful to me. If there's something on your mind, Gemini season is the best time to let it out. It may not be tactful. It may not be pretty, but it will be necessary. And I so agree with that because sometimes it is necessary and it is how it is. Sometimes it can't be pretty, especially as a life coach, which I am. It cannot always be pretty. Sometimes it has to be direct. Sometimes it has to be, most times it has to be honest, and that's how you help other folks. You can't always just package it up in a pretty type of way because sometimes it just doesn't work that way. Sometimes you got to say it how it is. And that's the way it has to be. And, some people don't like it. But I believe as long as it's coming from a good place, that's what really matters at the end of the day. And it's not about tearing someone down, but it's about building them up. And sometimes you got to build them up with truth. And sometimes it ain't pretty with a bow. All right. Pardon me. Things to watch out for. So I mentioned earlier that relentlessness and nervousness must be a theme, right? So given the times we're currently living in, I'm sure that goes and comes as a surprise. Again, I'm reading from spirituallyempowered.com. It's all about Gemini season and how to manifest what you want during this season. If you're a Gemini or not, but this is Gemini season. So if you're manifesting right now, then you're flowing with us. It's important to work on having patience this month with yourself and those around you. You might find that everyone, yourself included, have trouble sticking to decisions. Things will change frequently, unexpectedly, and that especially includes minds. Even the planets are doing it. In May of 2020, Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus will all change directions and go retrograde. Cosmic coincidence? No. If you find yourself feeling restless, sit in the meditation and ask yourself what you really need in this moment. Then find a way to give it to yourself. Wow. So, as I said earlier, it is World Meditation Day, and I'm a meditation practitioner. So I love that. If you find yourself feeling restless, sit in meditation and ask yourself what you really need at that moment. Then find a way to give it to yourself. Love it. Okay, sips tea. Journaling prompts for Gemini season. So I think this is awesome. It has, if you go to the website, it has a download for a 31-day journaling, different prompts on there. So I have to download that. So I'm looking at it, guys, and it looks pretty cool. I'm definitely going to download this. So try to download it if you have time, or if you're in Gemini season, if you're a Gemini. And then you can follow this for 31 days. I love journals anyway, and I love jotting down my thoughts. And I've even written a journal for people because I love them so much, and just to really help. And that's my mission with everything I do. You guys know that. So someone else's journal, I'm all for it. This is so cool. All right. If there has ever been a time to whip out your journal, it is now, y'all. With a huge increase of mental energy, it's crucial to take a quiet moment each day to sort through all these thoughts and feelings that you're having. This will help you stay connected to your higher self and the message that the universe is communicating with all of us. A clear, peaceful mind will keep you grounded through the changes that Gemini season might bring. So instead of meditation, your ritual for the month, they're talking about this 31 journal prompt. So they want to, I don't want to read that part. They're just challenging you to do it every morning, which I agree anyway. Journal, write your thoughts down, meditate. It's so important to get your day started off on the right foot, especially you guys who are suffering from anxiety, or you're unemployed, you're unable to get finances, you lost your job. Like, it's really a time to just really sit in whatever you're dealing with and meditate and pray and really try to see what you can do to come out of that thing. And I understand that finances are a real issue. You know, having some place to live, it's a real issue. Having, diseases and ailments, and possibly suffering from mental illness and trying to get well emotionally. I know it's a real thing, but I'm really for meditation and really praying and trying to help you and learn in any situation about yourself and how you handle things, and how to be better, and how to grow, and how to press forward and move forward. Because sometimes that's all you can do is press forward and move forward. Because the past might be too painful and the present might be just as painful. So you want to think about where you can go from this point on. So let's see what we have here. So they're really talking about just manifesting the life you want during Gemini season. So Geminis, again, get a bad rap. But with any season or any sign, if you're listening to this and you're not a Gemini, but you have a parent that's a Gemini, you have a spouse who is a Gemini, you have a child who is a Gemini, try to get to understand us and get to know us and not judge us because twins, you two-faced. I remember people used to say that back in the day, and I'm not sure if they still say that, but they still, be like, oh, Gemini. But people always say, you guys are the nicest people, so creative, but don't cross you. People say that. Now, I'm not saying don't cross me, but like I said, we have a way of acting like we never knew you, and then we go on about our business. So that might be true in some aspects, but Geminis, again, are smart, passionate, and dynamic. Gemini is characterized by twins, as we said. We're energetic and quick-witted. Geminis never get stuck in the past, and they don't ruminate on what might have been. Instead, they move forward with the glass half full. We're optimistic, y'all. And we have the ability to always look on the bright side. That's so very true. And land on our feet. Yes, Lord. In nearly any situation. Come on. That's real. That's real. People say, even if, you lose your job or you get a divorce or this happens or that happens. People have told this to me, like, you still look on the bright side. You're still positive. You're still, helping folks. You don't get jaded. So, and that really is true. That really is honestly true about me. But to read this, it's almost like part of my makeup. Because I am quick-witted, I'm energetic, as you guys can tell. I don't drink coffee, I don't take any drugs. I'm just always live. And then until I'm not, where I want to chill in the cut. That's the other side again. But it says Geminis never get stuck in the past, and we don't ruminate on what might have been. Instead, we move forward with the glass half full. We're optimistic, and we have the ability to always look on the bright side and land on our feet in nearly any situation, with a mind that's constantly racing. This is true, even when they're just quietly hanging out. The twin never gets bored. In fact, Geminis are happy keeping their own company and can often turn their solitary daydreams into reality. Come on, that just gave me a chill, because I always say, although I have many amazing people in my life and great friends that I've had for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, I still enjoy my own company. I like to go on self dates. One day I walked last week outside. I realized it was 4 hours and it was just me. And one of my girlfriends was like, "You went by yourself?" I'm like, "Yeah." Let me tell you, I was on TikTok doing videos. I was reading. I was dancing, walking down the street. I was singing. I was having a good old time, and it was just me. So it says twins never get bored. They like keeping their own company. It's so true. Wow. Geminis are in love with love, and they adore the ritual of it. From all of those, do they like me, butterflies, to anticipation of back and forth. The text volley, Gemini loves dating, and the world loves Geminis. Yeah. I just say that's true. Folks do love us, and we love folks back. So that's the funny thing. I find this interesting. And Geminis don't ever have a problem, y'all. All you women and all you men, y'all know y'all don't ever have a problem finding love or getting love. And somebody might say, forget y'all, but it's true. It's true. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to, and I say that in the most humble way. It's really true. And like I said, I'm reading these things. I'm on horoscope.com now, y'all. So I'm reading these things for the first time, because I don't really, go into it. Let me see how I am as a Gemini. But since it's Gemini season and we're kicking off Gemini season, I thought I might, if you're just tuning in. That's what we're talking about. All right, so let's see. Gemini will eventually settle down, because this is a sign of incredibly loyal people and steadfast once they've chosen a partner. Let's be clear, though. Steadfast isn't code word for boring. It's not a code word for that. Geminis always, let me just scroll down. Wait, I don't want to lose it. Okay, Geminis always love to keep things fresh and are happy to try almost anything. Despite their unfair rep for being two-faced, what was I saying before? Once a Gemini is in your life, y'all, they are loyal for life. True that. That's very true. But they aren't afraid to voice their opinion if they are feeling, it keeps skipping. I don't want to miss that. Wait. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Geminis in your life are very loyal, but they aren't afraid to voice their opinions if they feel you're doing something they disagree with, or if they perceive you as not being loyal to them. You can't stand that. Loyalty is something that's huge for me, and didn't realize it's huge for a lot of other Geminis. Always assigned to see all sides of the situation. Yep. Geminis may seek input from friends because they want to make sure. Wait a minute. My phone is skipping. I'm sorry. It just went through. Okay. Geminis may seek input from friends before going to the root of the problem. It's not gossiping. It's gathering information. Yeah, we gather the information before we make a full decision. And even though Gemini is easily the life of the party without trying, the twins also have a deep emotional side that needs care and feeding. Yes, that almost makes me tear up because Geminis are so strong. And as people, we are, like they said, the life of the party. You know, people come to us, we talk to them, we help people, all of that. But it's so true that we're easily the life of the party without trying. But we do have a deep emotional side that needs care and feeding. And I think that's a thing that people don't realize about us. Because they're thinking, oh, yeah, you're outgoing, you communicate, you handle your business, you're intelligent, you're savvy, you're going, for what you know and all of that. And they almost think sometimes we're machines. But we need care and feeding, too, especially So just picture this. You heard all the attributes of Geminis and what they say and how they say Geminis are, right? But then you know what I do. I'm a life coach. I'm a speaker. I'm an author. I help people all the time. So you see how that can be? Because I'm a helper and all of that, and my makeup as a Gemini, as a woman, of all the things that I do, people forget that we have an emotional side that needs care and feeding. That's very true. I talk about that a lot, but I didn't know it was connected with the Gemini. So Geminis like time by themselves to read, this is true, to create, to daydream, and to come up with other ways of sharing their gifts with the world. Wow. I want to read that again because that just hit home for me. Geminis like time by themselves to read, create, daydream, and come up with other ways of sharing their gifts to the world. When a Gemini can truly tap into their gifts and share their gifts with the world, they are unstoppable. They're an unstoppable force of energy that can motivate, inspire, and enchant the rest of the zodiac signs. Boom. I manifest my reality. So this was funny and fun. Geminis are amazing. Their name says it all. G for generous, E for emotionally in tune, M for motivated, I for imaginative, N for nice, and I for intelligent. That's us. It's Gemini season, y'all. My birthday is June 17th. I will be 49 years young. Shout out to all my May and June Geminis. If you have a birthday within Gemini season, I want to wish you a happy, productive, whole, healthy, fun birthday. As we said here, Geminis are creative. So even if you're in the quarantine season of this Gemini season, even if you're at home and your states have not opened up yet, I'm sure you'll find a creative way to celebrate your birthday. I'm so happy you were born. I love that you're a Gemini just like me. And this concludes Gemini. Well, I don't want to say it concludes the Gemini season. This concludes the show for Gemini season. But Gemini season will live on for the rest of the month, the next 31 days, but it will last forever for us Gemini. So thank you so much for allowing me to entertain you on all of this Gemini stuff. I learned a lot and I'm still looking at some of the things. So if you hear me pausing, I'm just like, wow, I want to read that again. Geminis are amazing. G for generous, E for emotionally in tune, M for motivated, I for imaginative, N for nice, I for intelligent. I think as soon as I get off of this podcast, I am going to post that on social media, probably my Instagram, which is at k.lenice, and Facebook, Kendéll Lenice. But check me out on all social media platforms. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Shine with Kendéll Lenice. Remember, you are a star, so don't allow anyone to dim your shine. Until next time, God bless. Peace.
Shine with Kendéll Lenice. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.